what are the limitations on scaling of this? Is it water accessibility? Is it access to the grain sprouts? What would limit our ability to scale this on a national massive level?
There's really no stopping it, really. It would be grain production, having access to grain. Whereas really the banks have kind of thought that it's really penciling out, and we do too, is if you have the farm and the hydroponic system and the cattle, if you have processing close for the cattle, you can really compete, I think, with on a personal level. I think that, these huge corporations are maybe kind of scary for our food supply. And we have really 3 packers, maybe 4 that are processing almost all of our beef. And if we can just change that by 5 to 10%, I think it would make a huge difference in the cattle industry. And it would shore up our supply chain issues that we have. So I'm a big proponent of these smaller processing plants, locally raised beef. I really think it's important for the consumer to be able to know how their cattle is raised, and they can choose. Do they want Wagyu? And then they talk to a Wagyu guy. Do they want grain fed? Do they want grass fed? In our case, do you want sprout fed? And get to know what's in your beef, what's in the feed, and take a little more responsibility. And I think ranchers would step up and produce whatever the public really, really wants. That's why we appreciate, Shawn, what you're doing so much. We don't have a spokesperson really in the beef industry. We think the world of you and what you're doing.
Well, it's my pleasure, and like I said, I think I more appreciate what you guys are doing, and particularly pushing the envelope a little bit and seeing what's possible. Do you know, as far as you guys are direct to consumer? I guess you guys do boxed beef to whoever wants it. Is it throughout the country or just in Montana, or what's your business model right now?
Yeah, we ship nationwide right now. I just started doing that earlier this year. And then we sell bulk beef mostly in Montana. But yeah, pretty much anywhere I can get you some beef.
What is the breed you guys run? Is it Angus, or is it what is the cattle that you're utilizing? And I guess it doesn't matter for sprouts. Any
right.
Cattle would run on sprouts, yep. I assume.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Shawn. And there's no bad cattle, so to speak. But we do a Sim Angus cross. We have a seed stock producer that really is focused on carcass. And so in order to have good beef, you have to have a really good seed stock producer. And so that's why we lined up with, the breed that we're in. And, but yeah, you're right. You can produce on hydroponics, there's good cattle in every breed. And so
but one way we've been really working is we're at that 10 to 15% prime on sprout finished beef. We want to get into that 80% prime. So we've recently started genetic testing all of our calves.
80% finish on prime?
I'm going for 30%.
I was going to say 80% would be pretty, that would make a lot of people jealous for sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, that's where the genetic testing comes in. And so we're going to be getting all the carcass data back on every animal. And so those that score high in the marbling, there's some, is it tryptophan tests, or there's some new testing out for the eating experience. And so we're genetic testing on all of that. So everything that scores high in those areas are going into our feedlot. Because only a portion of our cattle go into our feedlot, the rest get sold conventionally. So we'll be utilizing all of those genetics, the DNA testing to get the best carcass animals into our feedlot.
And then we sell the ones that are not as high a potential to go prime, we sell those into the Midwest. So they go out the conventional way. But to our customers, we think that we can double our primes. And we'll see if that happens. But yeah, we are excited about the DNA testing portion of our business.
That's awesome. Question for you. There's a couple questions that people asked. One was just again about the water. Is there a flow rate is it a standing water? Is it gently flowing water? How do you control the water in egress and ingress to the sprouts?
Yeah, on our system, we have water that comes out of the mountain above our house. We capture it right out of a spring, and it just goes into a pipe right into our hydroponic system. And I think we're at around, and my son-in-law, who's an engineer, knows all these numbers, and he's not here, but I think we're around 30 gallons a minute or something like that, which is way more water than what we use. To do 10,000 pounds of sprouts a day, we're, 800 gallons max. And then we recapture any water waste. So it's even, it's less than that.